Hello, welcome back to the Mobile Motorbike Mechanic channel. I'm Steve. This morning you join us in Warwickshire, so nice little local job today, not too far outside of Leamington where we're based, and we're heading to a R1 for a customer, 2000 I think, 2000 model R1, and he wants us to put a tail tidy on it. So we'll see you when we get there. Right, so here we are with the R1. So what we're going to be doing on this R1 today is we're going to be installing a tail tidy. So we've just got a little R&G tail tidy. So we're just going to pull the original tail off and fit this one in its place. So this is the standard Yamaha tail, and this is the R&G tail tidy that we're going to be fitting on there instead. So just clean up the back of the bike a little bit. We need to wire in the license plate light. Need to wire that in, and we'll get rid of all this lot and get the customer's number plate on there and get it sorted for him. Right, so first things first, let's get the seat off. Get into the back of the bike. Pop that down there. Right, so as we can see, if we come in here, we've got these 4 fixings. So we'll start off by removing those. We'll get the tail tidy out, tail tidy dropped. We might have to take the seat unit off, I don't know yet. We'll find out when we get in there. Right, let's have a look what we got. Yep, there you go. So that's the tail, the standard tail all ready to come off. So what we need to do is find the wiring and then just pop it off. So let's have a look under here. Pop the seat off. We'll get the tail unit out of the way. All right. What are we finding? Okay, so we've got a couple of clips here. Got a couple of screws here. Have we got anything underneath? Probably. Yep, we've got a clip and 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 a clip. Ah, bloody clips everywhere. Okay. Not a problem. I hear a GSXR. 1, 2. There, screw out. Horrible plastic things. There we go. These plastic ones, you mustn't push down on them because that will just reset them. But you've got to turn them, you see, and they pop out. There we go. Now, if I come around there, you can have a look under here. There are a couple of plastic clips under here. There's one just there, you just got to push the middle in. There you go. There's one just there, you've got to push the middle in. There you go. And then very carefully, just want to get the edge of it. There you go. Ever so careful, and you just pull them out and reset the clip. I've done that a bit quick for you actually. Ever so carefully pull them out, and then you reset the clip. That's ready to go back in then. Now we'll just do the same on the other side. Two more screws. And we should be ready to take this seat unit off. Oh, bloody hell. That was on there. Right. There we go. One bit of plastic out of the way. So as you can see, the whole lot's kind of falling down as we undo it. So just get that wiring undone there. And then just on this side here, this is where all your wiring clips in for your indicators and your license plate. License plate light. Just get that. So we just want to undo those from the bodywork there. That's it. That's one indicator, two indicators. Dun dun. And there we go. That one off, we'll get the new one on. First things first, obviously we've got the indicators fitted on here already, but we need to put the license plate light on it. Standard R&G kit. So we just build this one up before we put it on the bike. If memory serves me right, I think they're 5.5mm or 6mm. Right, so yeah, 6mm to the tiny little nuts up. I couldn't remember if it was 5.5 or 6, but it's 6mm. There we go. So that's your number plate light, license plate light put on there. Just going to get the number plate. It's going to sit nicely on there. Oh yeah, that'll actually be very tidy. Right, I'm not going to show you that though. There we go. Right, so what we need to do is we need to get all of this wiring through and connect it up to the relevant parts on the bike. We'll be doing foreshadowing. Am I going to say this is one of the easier bikes to do? Don't know. Right, so once all that lot's through there, we then pop the gasket on. There, come on. There we go. Right, now we'll get it on the bike. So, all the wiring up and through and through and up and through and up and through and through and up. Just like that. And there's a handy dandy little clip on there that we can use to grab all of that wiring. Now, this is the Yamaha bolt clip that we fit on there, and then we just go from the top down through everything. Trouble is you're trying to line up about 18 parts. There you go. And hold it all together with one hand and screw it in and do everything. It's a bit of a pain, but once you get one in, then life gets a bit easier. There we go, that's one in. Don't go screwing it down, tightening it right up until you got all four in. there we go. Tail tidy, not fitted, but on the bike. Now I say not fitted because it's a bit cramped in here because of all the other bikes. But what we've got to do now, if you come around this side, you can see all of our wiring. So we've got to sort all of our wiring out. Now, handily for us, these two wires and these two wires are pretty straightforward because that's the license plate light. So hopefully, what I need to do is plug that one in there and plug that one in there. And that should work. But the other two connectors that are in here, let me just relieve the wiring a bit so I've got a bit of room to play with. No, it's not going to come out. Why aren't you coming out? Come on, you bugger. There we go. Yeah. So those two are your license plate and those two are your indicators. So let's just turn the key and see if we've got the license plate working. No, because I plugged it in wrong, like a dickhead. How the hell have I managed to do that? I don't know. Let's try this again. Is that on now? Yay, there we go, that's on. It's flickering, but it's on. So let's just use a doodly doo to help us secure that a bit better. There we go. That's the number plate light done. That was easy. So now we're going to do the indicators. So, because we've got a mismatch of wiring here, as you can see, we've got bullet connectors on the indicators because they're aftermarket, and we've got proper connectors on the harness. We're not going to cut these off. We're going to cut the other end of the plug off the original indicators, and then we'll fit them onto these. You can get converters that just plug in and plug in, plug in and plug in, but we don't have those. So we'll just make a little incision on the original indicators. Now, if we actually cut these off, you can see that that one goes to the left-hand side of the bike. So we know grey is left. We'll use this one first and connect it up to the appropriate indicator, and then we're not going to get the wrong indicator flashing at the wrong time. This is, in all honesty, what's going to take the time here. It's just doing this bit of wiring. So which wire is left? It's those two. So ignore those two for the moment. It's these two here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to nip the ends off those as well. And then we know which ones we're playing with. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, you come here, bugger. Oh, it's just been a pain in the ass now. There we are. Just want to skin the end of the wire off. Now, people who know already will have already started to comment, maybe. Oh, he's going to solder them. Yes, I am going to solder them. No, I'm not going to crimp them. I'm going to solder them. It's just the way I do it. So let me go get a soldering iron. Okay, we're just going to pop some cloths or rags over bits of the bike so molten metal don't harm it. Put a bit on the floor as well, just so that we don't drop anything onto the carpet there. Okay. So yeah, we tend to, well, we don't tend to, we do. We just do solder all of our joints because that's the way I was taught to do things. So that's what I do. There we go. That's that one done. Let me poke him in somewhere so I can solder that one up. Yeah, the big debate of solder versus crimp because of vibration and this, that and the other. And it's like, yeah, well, you know. Hey, we all have ways of doing things. Doesn't mean to say they're necessarily right or wrong. We just have ways of doing things. There's been little bits of heat shrink. Right. So we've got our little bits of heat shrink here. So pop your heat shrink on. Pop your heat shrink on. Okay. Soldering iron loaded and ready to go. That's the soldering done. We'll apply the heat to the heat shrink. And fingers crossed, we plug it in and it works. Which way around are we plugging it in? That way around we're plugging it in. There we go. Right, okay. So let's have a look. Left hand indicator. Hey! And right hand indicator, no, because we haven't connected it yet, which is good. Okay, we'll do the same on the right hand and we'll join you in a second. Right, so we've just done the right hand side, so let's just check to make sure that's working. Yeah, that's working. So left and right. And because we've been messing around with the brakes and stuff, we'll just make sure all of that's working before we... Yeah, that's all good. We've still got our license plate light on. Oh yeah, that's our license plate light's working. Right, cool. That's all good. So we just tightened up the indicators, made sure they're not going to go anywhere. So that's it. So let's get the rear bodywork back on again. So rear bodywork back on. There we go. Right, just pop the seat back on again. And we'll just get the cover. You should put down there for safekeeping. And just before we put it, make sure the key is in the ignition, not under the seat. There we go. That's that one back together again. So if we come around and have a look at the back end, a much tidier tail. So we'll get the license plate fitted for the customer, and we'll pop a reflector on the back because we've got to have that for MOT purposes here in the UK. But other than that, this one's done. So remember to like and comment and subscribe, and yeah, hit the bell notification if you like more content like this one. So we'll see you on the next one.